Okay. All right, guys in the back, make sure you're watching the screen over here. You can also stand over me if you like to see it too. All right, so I'm going to show you guys how to add holes into your salt and pepper shakers. Because we need to use these little adorable things, these little baby corks, for the bottom of our salt and pepper shaker. So let's start with that. So you want to turn yours over, even if it's flat, we're still going to do the same thing. This step is really important because if you put just a hole in the bottom of this and you jam a cork in, it's never going to sit straight. In order to help it sit like flat instead of like the cork sitting there like that, what we want to do is add an indent. You're going to take your knuckle on your right hand, I caught myself, cool, on your right hand or dominant hand. And you want to have your salt and pepper shaker in the opposite hand. I'm going to take my knuckle and gently press and twist back and forth. That's going to create an indent. All right? Once you get the indent made, you're going to use a carving tool, pointed side. What we're going to do is, put it in the center, and we're going to twist it like a drill to get it through. Now, what I want you to do is make sure the wood goes through. Once you do that, I want you to wiggle it in a circle to widen the hole very slightly. Slight little wiggle. Okay? Now, remember, clay shrinks. So we want to make these a little bit bigger than we think we need. Slightly. Then we can see that the cork now, it goes through a little bit, but it will shrink. The cork is in, and it'll sit flat. Okay? So there's that part. For the salt and pepper holes. Now, it's up to your discretion how you want to set these up. But typically, salt has more holes than pepper because people like salt a lot more, and if you do too much pepper, you might ruin your food. So usually you have a ratio of salt will be, 3, pepper 2, or like a 4 to 2, 5 to 3, 1 to 2, whatever you guys want to do, that's fine. But you're going to use your toothpick to poke the holes. So you want to press through. Make sure it's going all the way through. You can even give it a slight wiggle if you think the hole is too small. So that little rotating wiggle, just like the big tool before, little wiggle. Okay? So there's some holes in it. Don't make them too big. You can see compared to my thumb, they're a little big, but I think this is a good size. So if your project's put together and you're not sure if the holes went through all the way, we can actually look through the other side. You guys see the hole there? You can see it right through it. That's a great way to see if your salt and pepper holes went all the way through. And you can hold it up to a light as well. Do I have a light on this thing? Let's see. Yeah, that worked out well. You guys get the idea that you can see right through. All right, that's how you make your holes in your salt and pepper shakers. Don't let your project dry before you put these in. 20% of your grade is that these actually work. So we want to make sure that we make the holes while it's wet, that when we start glazing or underglazing, you do not fill in the holes. You paint around them, especially with glaze. Because glaze, I can't grind out with the Dremel. Underglaze, I can. Glaze needs a diamond bit drill that we don't have, and they break very easily, surprisingly enough. All right. So if you guys have any questions, you just let me know.